Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is I, your host, Mr. Sean, and today we are back with r/justneckbeardthings. Neckbeards are, of course, those sweaty, portly, gentle sirs who like to play World of Warcraft, drink Mountain Dew, eat Doritos, usually own a katana, and like to wear trench coats and fedoras, which of course they tip to the miladies, all while sporting their scraggly, neck-based facial hair. Now, while this is the typical neckbeard stereotype, it is, of course, the beard on the inside that counts. Thank you, Dexter's Laboratory. And so the people on r/justneckbeardthings have curated a fine collection of various posts by neckbeards on the internet, and today we're gonna look at a few. But just to be clear, there is nothing wrong with being nerdy or liking lewd things, and of course now would be the great time to pitch my own business, Chimera Miniatures, where I make all kinds of custom miniatures, everything from kit-bashed one-of-a-kind miniatures to not safe for work repainted hero clicks. Because there is nothing wrong with enjoying a nice pair of big old anime titties, it's all in your attitude and how you treat them. Women might be fun to look at, but they are people and deserve to be treated as such. And without further ado, let's get into these posts. As a man who's seen his fair share of naked women, on the internet, I'd like to state that no breast reduction surgery has ever looked good, ever. That weird scar that runs down the middle is super visible and obvious from most intimacy positions. Women, do not do this to yourself. I mean, hey, I'm a big fan of large, all-natural breasts as well, but typically when women get breast reduction surgery, it is for health reasons. There have been many over the years who have done it because having a large pair of hangers on your chest, well, that just leads to back problems. So while I am a fan of the au naturel, I would never discourage someone from doing something that will increase their health. And you know what? People with scars of all kinds get to have intimacy, and if you can't get it up because your partner has one, well, then they're just not for you. But everybody's entitled to their opinion, I suppose. So this is apparently a cute Asian girl saying that she would date a Western man. This is the man she means, and this is the type of man that are hyping this statement up in the comments. I mean, that guy, I think that image is definitely photoshopped, or that is actually a very unhealthy man. But anyway, and the thing is that, a lot of people have preferences, and I would say that quite a few people would have the preference of Captain America, not so many the guy on the right there. So, cannot say I blame this cute Asian girl for her preference. Again, everybody has one and is entitled to it. Feminism is 1,000,000 things, and none of them are pleasant. Feminism is a movement that started out well in the 1960s, but slowly got worthless over time. It failed men, and has done no good for society as a whole, and you are about to find out why. Ooh, I can't wait. Now I say once, and I'll say again, feminism is nothing but denial. They will deny basic fact, logic, and worldly knowledge for the sake of their ideology. There are many claims and facts that debunk their ideology. Example, gender pay gap. It exists because women choose low-paying jobs like teacher or nurse. It's an inequality thing. Also, women now think that they're just too good for men now. I've heard of this term called 666 guys, where they want their men to be 6 feet tall, have 6 figures, with a six-pack, ignoring how that's a complete unrealistic expectation. Only 24% of men have six-pack in the USA, let alone the other two, seen here. Feminism is giving them this ego that make them think that this standard is normal, when it's not. I understand that women like a muscle man to protect her, but that can't be your only exception in life. If you like a guy 5 feet 8 inches and he's a bit of a nerd and gets bullied, that's fine. But feminism makes them think they deserve someone perfect. And don't even get me started on the stupidest claim in the world, toxic masculinity. I let you know toxic femininity is a lot worse. Just saying. And sir, as a 5'8" individual who is now married, and you know what, it's all of my problems with women were my own damn fault, and I can admit that that is an objective fact, I will tell you that I'm just saying you're an idiot. I'm I'm curious as to how you guys base your ratings on a woman's attractiveness, so I'll break down my rating scale as an example. 0 out of 10. Family members. Can't even fathom attraction. Okay, we're off to a decent start. That's acceptable. Apparently my sister is a very attractive woman, but I don't see it. To me, she'll always be a gross moose face. 1 out of 10. Technically a woman, like a 90-year-old, but I couldn't even look at them in that way. Not a fan of the gilfs. Okay, no shame. You're probably like a youngling, so I don't fault him for not being attracted outside of his supposed age bracket. I had a friend in high school whose mom was one of those like desperate to be mistaken for her daughter's sister types, and I never found her all that attractive, but some of the boys at my high school had a real like Stifler's mom complex going on. They're like, oh, isn't Kay's mom really hot? And I'd be like, well, I mean, yeah, if I was a 50-year-old man looking for a 50-year-old woman, then I'd be all over that, but that's not what I'm into right now. Like, and you know, nothing wrong with a good MILF, but I wouldn't have even called her that. She looked fine for her age, but that just wasn't an age I was into at the time. 2 out of 10. A woman that is absolutely hideous, like Pixie, the Destiny Orbiter. Okay, I had to look up what he even meant by that. Apparently Pixie is a YouTuber that plays Destiny, and she's a bigger girl, but I don't agree with him. I wouldn't say she's absolutely hideous, but I also like bigger women, so that's just me. Again, everybody's allowed to have a preference. 3 out of 10. The planets would have to align for me to hit that. Example, Devon Sharp, Donovan Sharp's wife. Again, I must not spend enough time on the internet because I had to look her up too, and yeah, not really my type, but again, to each their own. I wouldn't call her hideous. I wouldn't even call her not bangable. Just not my type. Again, I'm not knocking this guy for having preferences, but you don't have to be mean about it. 4 out of 10. Normally I would say no, but she may catch me on a good day. Example, Icy. Again, I don't think I've been on the internet enough because I didn't know who that was, had to look it up. I guess he doesn't like black women. Oh well. Like, again, you know, I would say that all 3 of these women, if I was single and was just hanging out and they offered a hookup, I wouldn't necessarily say no, but even if I wasn't into it, as I'm not really a hookup guy, I would have at least been nice about it. This guy's just, I feel like this is cope. 5 out of 10. The absolute minimum I would smash. Yeah, something tells me this guy ain't turning down the opportunity to smash if it's presented. If you were to point to a woman and ask if I would hit that, if I can say yes without hesitation, then she's bare minimum a 5. Honestly, as much as this whole numbers thing is a little sexist and incredibly subjective, I would say, yeah, you know, if you're gonna do the number rating scale, certainly you wouldn't be all that interested in anything you see below a failing grade. 6 out of 10. Basically the same as 5, but she has a specific feature that stands out, like a fat ass, nice tits, nice eyes, nice lips, basically something that catches my attention. Example, Xena. As much as I hate the fuck out of her, she does have that look that makes her a 6 in my eyes. I think the biggest thing he missed on this is personality. I mean, yeah, someone could not be, you know, I'm certainly no all-star in looks, but I make up for it in personality. And I think we've all been attracted to somebody in the past, at least a little bit, that it's like, looks-wise, they're not really my type, but damn, they're fun to be around. I would demand a good personality long before I would demand fat ass, nice tits, nice eyes, or nice lips. I'm just saying. 7 out of 10. The absolute minimum I would date. Angie or Destiny's wife. I'm not even gonna bother looking up these people anymore. I just assume that this guy wants a supermodel and probably isn't a supermodel. 8 out of 10. Serious commitment. Possible cohabitation. Natalia on Valuetainment. Again, I'm not gonna bother looking these people up. 9 out of 10. Possible marriage. Without the state involved, of course. Prime Scarlett Johansson. And honestly, this is where we get to the fact that this, I mean, as we've been saying the whole time, this is entirely subjective. I've never been a huge fan of ScarJo. I mean, she's a perfectly proficient actress, but she doesn't do it for me. But apparently, not even current ScarJo, but prime ScarJo is this guy's end-all be-all. And while I feel like this guy's idea is wrong, I will honestly say, you know, 9 out of 10 possible marriage, it's like, if you find someone you want to marry, in your mind, they should probably be the most beautiful woman in the world. And, you know, as a recently married guy, I can say that's how I feel. I can't say that my fiance would be everyone's cup of tea because, again, everybody has a different preference, and I'm not going to speak for the entirety of the male gender, but she is beautiful to me, and that's what matters. And please note that that is not me saying that my wife would not be attractive to people other than me. Plenty of people find her attractive. I'm just saying that if you find someone you want to spend the rest of your life with, then that person should be one of the most beautiful people in the world to you. 10 out of 10 doesn't exist. And you know what? No, they don't, because perfection is an unobtainable enigma. Alright, moving on. So up next we have a post that's kind of reminiscent of why purity culture is pretty harmful, because this is this guy's opinion. I have to date my own nationality, because how else am I going to explain to her she needs to make the white towel red on our wedding night? He's of course talking about the breaking a girl's hymen, her first time having sex. Now there are many ways that that can break before sexual intercourse, and of course if you do this right, there will not be any pain involved, but I sincerely doubt he's worried about his potential wife's comfort. This next 4chan post is called Anon Goes to a Bar. Be me, 23-year-old living in Chicago, lonely, go to bar with friends, drinking, see cute girl across from bar, fit figure with huge honkers, drink more shots, watch her leave, idea.png, follow her outside, drag her into alleyway, rip her hard. She says no entire time, tells me she's not on birth control. That's too bad. Come hard inside of her. After I pull out, she's smiling. Gives me her number. Ask her why. Turns out she is single with a massive rup fetish. Been together for 3 years, and I still do her in alleyways whenever we go out. I'm going to file that one under never actually happened, but I will say this. If your woman asks you to rail her behind the Applebee's, it is your duty as a gentleman to comply with her wishes. This next one was found originally on the r/cyberpunk video game for subreddit, and it has a picture of what I assume is your player character, and then Judy Alvarez, I think her name is. I played this game blind. After all I did for her, never thought I'm gonna get friend-zoned in a video game. And you know what? There is a reason for that, because in this game, Judy's sexuality is that she is a lesbian. So it doesn't matter what you do for her, if you're playing the male character, she's not gonna be into you, because you know what? Even in a video game where you are somehow this messiah type figure, you know, a protagonist in a video game, even you can't turn lesbians straight. This next one is entitled Chassity Clouds. When confronted by females, a herd of vapors will release a large pastry-scented cloud in an attempt to protect their virginity. Yeah, those vaping assholes, as I call them, are pretty good at that. Here's a pic of a fictional tough guy with a quote they never said that you somehow think relates to you. I don't know if that's what that character sounds like. I've never watched Peaky Blinders, but which I think is what that's from. But yeah, you see this all the time on Facebook. Here we have the ultimate Goodwill find. Just a nice little tumbler with a busty anime waifu pressing her bahonker donkers against the glass. And in this next photo, we see that sometimes dreams do come true, because it looks like the original poster took his waifu home with him. Be sure to wash that cup real good before you ever use it. And next we have some cope from an incel forum. I got Elsa from Frozen pregnant. I got her pregnant. This is not a humble brag thread. This is my story of ascension. Don't believe me? Look at the picture below if you don't. That is clearly a drawing. We met at the snow yesterday, and I was at the snow? Where the fuck is the snow? I was dying because I got lost on a ski trip, and in my last breath prayed to God, and suddenly a portal opened up and she came out and saved me. The portal closed and she was trapped in our timeline. She nursed me back to health, but it took weeks to get back to civilization. Really? You were that far out skiing? At that point, she was already pregnant by me, and we will get married soon. I mean, as long as he doesn't go out and shoot anybody, I'd say this is you know what, if this is what he needs to do to cope, this is what he needs to do to cope. Alright, no shame. Next up, we have someone complaining about the OnlyFans. OnlyFans ruined my life! I used to spend $2,000 a month on subscriptions and tipping Amaranth. Now I'm off it and caught up in my child support payments. Love, Candace! You know, nobody's forcing you to click subscribe on those. Amazing the resemblance I have to Kiaru from Redo of Healer. Besides, we are literally the same. We have the same mindset. We are both extremely cold and strategic in our way of thinking and acting. Bizarre. He represents me a lot. We are two gods in this world. I mean, the only thing about you two that's probably the same is that, you look completely deranged. I have not watched Redo of Healer, and there's a reason for that. I've been told about the subject material, and anybody who would be like, yes, I want to identify with a character from this, probably not in a good place. Somebody better check on this guy. Next, we have Creepy Santa that is looking for a wife. God has instructed me to take a wife to be as a helpmate in my ministry, and to birth more children for me. I have over 9K followers, so let's give this a try. My name is Dr. Billy Little. I'm 78 years old, and I'm an alpha male Christian Republican seeking single white female ages 18 to 25. Must be Christian, virgin, Republican, submissive, and unemployed. Willing to take care of my motel room while I'm out ministering. No tattoos, piercings, or Harry Potter fans allowed. So wait, bro, you're a 78-year-old dude looking for an 18 to 25-year-old wife, and you're saying you only ever stay in a hotel room, a motel room. You don't even have like a home, and you want some young thing to settle for you and bear your children and raise them in a motel room? What the fuck, dude? Up next, a gentle sir on a dating site selects you. These are my demands. Submit or endure my unrelenting wrath. For my lust for vengeance knows no bounds. 1. I don't like the name. Change it. 2. No dogs. 3. We listen to Radio 4 and Classical FM in the car. That's final. 4. I don't and won't meet your friends and or relatives. 5. I'm the breadwinner. My paycheck cannot and will not ever be undermined. 6. Speak only when spoken to. 7. My man cave, fortress of redacted, is at all times out of bounds. You support West Ham now. 9. Jeremy Clarkson's autobiography, The World According to Clarkson, is my Bible. I think I should have given this guy a English accent. 10. Bring your own coat and buy your own food. I'm a man, not the Salvation Army. When you accept my demands in full, we can discuss arrangements for courtship and so forth. If for any reason you find these conditions unreasonable, we are obviously unsuited, and I hope you would not wish to waste my time, as I am a very busy man. Yikes! I'll pick you up at 8. What's your address? No! But I've selected you! That's a shame. It's like, my dude, you just threw out all of your red flags at once. I mean, that's mighty kind of you, but I don't think it's going to get you very far. And hey, I find Jeremy Clarkson entertaining too, but I don't think his autobiography should be anybody's Bible. And we're going to end with the ultimate neckbeard pastime, which is defending their pedophilia. Yeah, I'm not dying on the anti-pedo hill for pieces of fiction. Yeah, that's a child. It's fiction first and foremost. Pedophile spotted, engage. Liking fictional underage characters makes a person a pedophile? That makes as much sense as gunning down innocents in GTA making a person prone to murder. Jesus Christ, I thought these posts were a joke. Pedophiles really are this shameless. Like, I'm not even going to touch on waifuism here, guys, and how I don't get it, but yeah, there's a difference between, like, okay, they've clearly sexualized this character and try to, like, not make it apparent that this is, an underage character. Anime's full of that shit. Like, there's a lot of quote-unquote waifus that these people have that are technically underage, and it's like, it's a gray area, but then there are definitely characters that are, like, normally that's, like, late teens kind of thing, I think, where it gets muddled. But sometimes these shows are throwing out characters that are actual fucking children that look like children, and these people are like, oh yeah, baby, that's the stuff. And it's like, no, it's not the stuff. The stuff is something you can't get enough of, and we've had enough of this. And you know what, guys? That's going to be the video. I hope you enjoyed these neckbeard posts, cringy as they were. And, you know, I've made a slight change in how I put out my videos. Normally, I was doing my weekly Lost Media video on Wednesday, and I have switched that up so that now my, you know, kind of random whatever I feel like doing video comes out on Wednesday, and the Lost Media videos will be coming out on Saturday. Let me know how you feel about this change in the comments, and as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check the links, maybe buy a mini, join the Patreon. You can join the YouTube membership this channel has now, as well as if you're feeling generous, just give me a one-time tip. Again, this is definitely my channel that I use to try and boost knowledge of the fact that I make some pretty damn good miniatures, if I do say so myself. But if you really want to support the channel, the best thing you can do is just show up for the next video. Let's see if we can get one of these videos to 100 likes. That's still something the channel has not accomplished, even though we are now at 530 plus subscribers. So let's see if this video can be the one that gets 100 likes. But until next time, everybody, this is Chimera Miniatures. I'm Mr. Sean, and I sincerely hope that you alpha great day and an even beta tomorrow. Bye-bye.